Alright, let's hear what Job has to say in chapter 3. This is getting more like probably what my response would have been like from the beginning, but he's had a week to sit around with his buddies and I guess not talk and think about stuff. So generally that will get me in trouble. 7 days of it certainly would, just sitting around thinking. And we'll just begin. It's Job chapter 3, KJV, KJV. Chapter 3, after this opened, okay. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, Let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. In other words, the day he was conceived, he is cursing that day. Let that day be darkness, let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it, let a cloud dwell upon it, let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it, let it not be joined unto the days of the year, let it not come into the number of the months. So let's just remove the day that Job was conceived completely from history. That's where he's at. He wants to go back and remove that day from history. Verse 7. Lo, let that night be solitary, let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. Let the stars of the twilight therefore be dark, or thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but have none, neither let it see the dawning of the day. Because it shut up not the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me? Why did the breast that I should suck? Why the breast should I... Verse 12. Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had I been at rest. In other words, he's, I guess, wishing he'd been stillborn. 14. With kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver. Or as a hidden untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and great there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore is light given to him that is misery, and life unto the bitter in soul, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than for hid treasures. Alright, this is verse 21. Which long for death, but it comes not, and dig for it more than for hid treasures. Alright, what does that sound like? I don't know the verse, I'd go to it and get into all that, but that sounds a lot like the days of the tribulation when, rocks, they'll be hiding in rocks and begging for the rocks to fall on them, and those type of things. So that is the type of, I guess that would be, if you can fathom, which we can't, what that would be like, the horror, the terror, that is the level that I understand this to read, that Job is suffering. Just immeasurable, unimaginable horrors, and but yet he still hasn't sinned, and pals have yet to check in. But okay, we're going to move on, and we'll start back at 20. I'll read 21 again, we'll go to 22. So 21, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than for hid treasures, which rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave. So, I mean, he's just, on and on and on. Why me, poor me, pitiful me, blah, blah, me. Why is light given to a man whose way is hid, and why whom God had hedged? 23. Why is light given to a man whose way is hid, and whom God hath hedged in? For my sighting cometh before I eat, my roarings are poured out like the waters. For the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is coming to me. I was not in safety, neither had I rest, neither was I quiet, yet trouble came. And you know, that's a state of loneliness, helplessness, just emptiness. When the presence of God, you feel like the presence of God has left you. And wow, I mean, we've all been through things that we can relate to this, as far as just places you wouldn't want to be ever, and you know, a whole chapter essentially devoted to his lack of desire to live after having gone through a week of, I don't know what you would call it, maybe sabbatical. I mean, whatever was going on, but she's got 4 guys just sitting there for 7 days. And what comes out of it is this, the lament, I guess you would call it. And he's exposing, you know, what he's thinking. He's letting it known. So chapter 4, it looks like we're going to hear from old pals are going to start chiming in. So we'll see what happens. But I just want to get on here real quick and just read that. It was, when I read it initially, it just, man, it blows my mind. I cannot wait for the rest of this book. Anyway, I'm going to keep posting these things. I'm not going to put them on Twitter, you know, whatever. I'll just let this thing do whatever it does. But thank you guys, whoever's finding it, watching it, and we'll see y'all next time.